Welcome back. We're talking with filmmaker Bill Still of the new film Jekyll Island. We're going to play the trailer to that new movie in just a minute. But Bill, before we went to break, we were talking about the national debt, the size of the debt. How does the American people, how does the United States government extinguish that debt effectively?
There's a term in international finance that's well recognized known as odious debt. And that's when a government, by deception, indebts a public, the people can renounce that debt. So we probably should renounce a significant portion of this debt. Now, we can't renounce it all because your grandmother holds some of the debt in holding, for example, she has maybe some savings bonds. Your parents would hold some of that debt in their 401ks. And so that would create an impact to us, we the little people. But as far as the debt that's owed, and it's over 50% right now, is owed primarily to banks, foreign and domestic, we could declare that to be odious debt and get out from a significant portion of it.
So is that the same as basically declaring bankruptcy?
No, because you're changing the basis for the whole economic system. I would not call that a bankruptcy. Maybe it is a bankruptcy. I'm not sure.
Now, what about the turnover between the Federal Reserve and the government? How much is there?
Well, there's just a revolving door between the regulatory agencies that are supposed to watch out for the banking and money system and the Federal Reserve and the major banks. They just go in one door and out the other. This is completely intolerable. We have got to, as step number one that I've identified, is the first thing we have to do is forbid national borrowing altogether. Unless we cut that link between money and the political and Congress, the politicians in Congress, we're never going to get appropriate legislation that effectively solves this problem.
Bill, I want to play the trailer for your new film, Jekyll Island. Let's take a look at that.
This film is about the greatest ripoff in history, the very way money and debt are created and controlled. This affects everyone on the planet and is the basic cause of all of our economic problems today. It is the cause of most of the world's hunger, poverty, misery, and disease. Until we all recognize this, in every nation, there is nothing any national government can do to fix the problem, and all of us will see nothing but mounting debts and sinking standards of living. Our children will inherit this mess, and it will only get worse every single year. The good news is we can fix this. It won't take a war or a revolution. It will only take a simple understanding of the problem and its simple solution. The truth is that depressions are not normal. They are contrived. The truth is that nations don't need a national debt. The truth is that nations don't have to borrow. Why would you borrow when you can create the money you need? The truth is that governments generally aren't printing money wildly. Governments are borrowing money wildly. The truth is that anyone can understand what's going on. This is not rocket science. The truth is that those who are making money off this ripoff want to keep you confused about the basic facts of what your money is and who creates it.
All right, Bill, looks like an amazing piece. Tell us about the film.
Oh, well, it was created, of course, we're running up on the 100th anniversary of the creation of the Federal Reserve here on December 23rd. And it was created, to celebrate or highlight that fact. We've been, in the Bible, nations tended to be destroyed every 50 years. That's why the biblical concept of the Jubilee, where all debts were forgiven every 50 years. Well, the Fed has now been somehow been able to extend this to a 100-year period. We're well overdue, and so either we're going to have to fix this preemptively, or the economic system is going to crash, and then we're going to have to try to fix it.
Now, what about the Obama administration? How have they acted with respect to the Federal Reserve compared to previous administrations?
Oh, there's never been an administration that's been so tied in to the banking system as the Obama administration. They have shoveled money to an unprecedented level to the banks. I mean, you look at things like the space program. The manned space program was canceled for want of $4 billion, and yet we shovel to the banks every month $85 billion per month. It's just absolutely insane. We have the military commissaries are being cut now for a matter of a few $100 million, and yet we're spending $85 billion a month into the banking system, something that is entirely unnecessary, unprecedented, and obscene.
In a world without the Federal Reserve, how would the economy be managed in the United States?
Well, just like Milton Friedman and many others have said, you need to have a stable money supply. I mean, the very definition, the very purpose for the study of economics is to create stability. And we have absolutely the inverse of that right now. We do not have a stable monetary system. We have a monetary system, a money supply that's growing almost exponentially now. That's why Congress next month will have to go back and ask for another raise in the debt ceiling. You just can't have it that way. According to Friedman, his idea was that the money supply should be stable, growing only as population grows. So basically you have X amount of dollars in a pot, and then we all fight over that amount of dollars. The way it's going now is the pot continually expands, but the expanded part goes right into the top 1% and misses the 99% entirely.
Now, Bill, if we did not have a Federal Reserve System, would economic woes like inflation run unchecked?
Well, no. I mean, that's the primary thing that you have to watch out for. Yeah, you have to control the quantity. As I always say, it's not what backs the money. It's who controls the quantity. Right now, the banks themselves, not even the Fed, the private banks are in control of the quantity of money. And you can be absolutely positive that they're not controlling that quantity in favor of us. They're controlling it for their corporate benefit. That's the first thing we have to tackle.
Bill, Federal Reserve Chairman, the current Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke recently shared an interesting comment regarding the electronic currency known as Bitcoin. He said that Bitcoin holds promise as a payment system. Are you surprised by his comment, and what are your thoughts on the electronic currency?
I was surprised, and initially my reaction was, oh, this just shows that it's bad. But upon reflection, I don't think that's the case. I think the reason he did that was both he and the FBI made the same, basically the same statement within a day or two of each other. They're basically announcing they're not going to go after these cryptocurrencies because they can't go after them. So I think really the cryptocurrency world is what's going to, if we have any chance of freeing ourselves from this debt money system that every nation on this planet is basically enslaved to. It's through the growth of the cryptocurrencies as a payment system. Bitcoin has made great strides. I still have some problems with the security may have been breached on the Bitcoin side. That's why I've gone for another cryptocurrency called Quark, because it has the best security of them all. But I think this is really the way.
What was the name of that currency?
It's called Quark, Q-U-A-R-K, just like the subatomic particle.
And how does that currency function?
Well, it's not as well developed. It doesn't have the infrastructure that Bitcoin has, but Bitcoin's only 4 years old. Quark is only 6 months or 5 months old. So it's coming along, and it's going to benefit from the infrastructure that Bitcoin has created. Definitely there's room for one or two more cryptocurrencies in this world. And the Chinese, this is being driven by Chinese input. Of course, in China, they just delinked their money from the dollar by capping the amount of American debt that could be held, and so the Chinese will be buy no more U.S. debt. And so that trickles down through the whole Chinese economy. And so they are just rushing into this cryptocurrency world because there's great profits to be made.
So the Chinese are moving into cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, because of the percentage of profits that can be made is amazing. I'm not recommending people go and bet the farm on this because it's very volatile and very dangerous. But you can, as I say, it's like having Noah's Ark pull up at your front door and selling a first class ticket for $100 or a coach ticket for $10. If you can put in $10 or $100, and it might really save your family down the line.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Bill.
Thanks.
All right. That was Bill Still right here on WHDT World News. Stay tuned. We have the rest of today's headlines, all of the news from Hollywood, and a full report on the weather coming up right here on WHDT. Stay tuned.